Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. I already see we have some people in the chat. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Angela. Hi, SmartBots. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. I know we have taken off a couple weeks now. We had our 10th anniversary, our 10th wedding anniversary. We went on a quick trip. It was really nice and fun to get away. And luckily, we had automatic sprinklers going on our garden, and um, we had our niece staying here at our house too, so she helped watch out for everything for us. So we appreciated that because I'm sure you guys all know it's difficult to get away whenever you have a garden. So, um, but we had some much needed time off, and am happy to be back and happy to see you all. Oh wow, we have Michelle's almost a 25 years. That's impressive. Congratulations to you. That's awesome. Yeah, thank you, everybody. I appreciate it. Well, I am happy to be back, and we're going to be talking a little bit about our newest feature that we just released that I'm super excited about. I'm sure if you guys have been joining us a little bit from the past few weeks ago, we've been talking all about our newest Growbot features. And I wanted to spend today just kind of talking a little bit about some of our new features and also just some of the most commonly overlooked things, because I know several times we've had these videos and we've pulled up something randomly to show, and people are like, oh, I had no idea that was in the app. So I wanted to pull out just a few of the commonly missed things or commonly questions. Things that I love about the app. And yeah, we'll just go from there, have a fun chat. And if you guys have any questions at all throughout this time, just feel free to pop them in the chat and we will chat a little bit about the app, a little bit about your gardens, whatever y'all have questions about. So great. Thank you all from joining us. Oh, before I forget, I do want to mention too, make sure you guys are joining us in the chat over there and comment, because every comment enters you to win into our giveaway. We're going to be giving away a free 1-year premium from Seed to Spoon app subscription. So it is super exciting. And a lot of the features I'm talking about today are going to be the free ones, but there are just a handful of premium that I'm going to sprinkle in. But most everything I'm going to be talking about is going to be something that everybody can have no matter what. So here we go. Let's see if I can pull it up. There we go. Okay. Yes, I already told you. You see, I actually remembered this time to say it before the slide came up. um, okay. So first of all, I wanted to bring up this new feature right here. So this one is going to be a premium feature because we do have to pay for the photos that get sent up into Growbot. But if you have premium, or if you win premium today, be exciting. You can have access to all these Growbot features. So I will say this is something that we have dreamed about since the very beginning of From Seed to Spoon. So back like several years ago, whenever we were first starting the app, we were like, wouldn't it be amazing if we could have, snap a picture and tell us what it is, tell us what's wrong with it, what to do. And we are so excited to finally have this out. We love it. It has helped me so much already. So, first of all, this identify plant, you can see it on the main screen where that dashboard is. That whenever you first open the app, you see that little magnifying glass for identify plant. So if you tap on that, it will automatically take you into Growbot with what plant is in this photo and have you either take a picture, or you can upload a picture from your phone and send it in, and it will tell you what it is. And also, I've had it tell me if it has problems or anything like that as well whenever I'm identifying too. So it not only like will tell you what it is, but how to care for it, if anything's wrong, things like that. And next, we also have The identifying bugs. Oh, I love it, Michelle. Secretly identifying the plants and neighbors are. I do that all the time. I especially when we used to live in a neighborhood and we went for walks, or anytime we go on a walk or anything and there's a plant or flower that I really like, I'm like, ooh. Especially lately, now that we have the Growbot, I have pulled up the camera and I'm like, okay, what is it? What is it? And I'm so excited. And there's also a history too in Growbot. So you can see up on the top right corner of that Growbot screen, there's a history. So you can see your past ones that you've taken. So you can go through and see your previous ones that you've identified, and if there was something that you wanted to plant that you found. Yes, so identifying bugs is another huge one too, because there are so many times when we're out in the garden and we see a bug and we're like, is this a good one? Is it a bad one? Because I mean, there's so many pests. It is hard to tell. And I mean, there's obviously like the most common ones that we see out there that we have learned over the years now, but still, like, there are still bugs in the garden like every day. I feel like that I'm like, what is that? So now you can pull up the identify bug section here and it will tell you if it is well, first of all, what it is, and if it is good or bad for your garden. If it's bad for your garden, it's going to give you steps on how to handle it. So it's going to give you some advice on how to go about doing it. So right here, I had a handy picture of some aphids that I popped into Growbot. And I said, what is this? And so it told me, well, these are aphids. And it said, well, here's what you can do. So it told me the strong jet of water to dislodge them. It says introducing natural predators like ladybugs, lacewings. And then it also said I can use like some neem oil or insecticidal soap if I want to. It's been so helpful. I love this. I love that it not only identifies the bug, but it will also help you to know what to do with it once you identify it. So that is something that helps me so much. And then also there is the plant help. So right there in the middle, you'll see that plant help button right there. So if you tap that, it will pull up what's wrong with my plant. And again, you can take a picture directly with your camera or pull up something from your photo album and you can find out what's going on. So I pulled actually this picture. Somebody had sent us a picture in on one of our social channels asking what was wrong with it. So I pulled that and I sent this actually back over to them. But I use this as an example for today because it is extremely helpful with identifying what is going on. And then also, so I couldn't fit everything in the screenshot here, but it will give you some ideas of what's going on with your plant. So what causes it could be, and then also how to handle each one of those things too. Just like with the pests, like it'll give you advice on how to handle the watering issues, how to handle the nutrient deficiency, how you should be handling whatever problem it thinks that you have. So it is extremely helpful. It's already helped me so much already out in the garden. I pretty much always have my phone out there now and I'm like, okay, is there a problem here? And then I'll take a picture and it tells me exactly what's going on. So it's been amazing and I'm so excited for all of you guys to try it out and let us know what you think of it and how it's helped you. It's definitely a work in progress and we are working on improving it every day, and we're hoping to continue to fine tune it and make sure it is working amazing. So I would love to hear feedback from all of you guys. I love it. Yes. The future is here, Marty. I love it. It's absolutely, yeah. Growbot is super smart now, I feel like, and has eyes. So it's great. Okay, so if you notice too on those screenshots that I had earlier, you'll see that there's actually an orange stripe up at the top there now. And that is because I have a weather alert for my area. So here in Oklahoma, we have a heat wave coming, which I'm sure if you guys are anywhere around me, I'm here in Oklahoma in zone 7, and we've had luckily some pretty relatively good temperatures so far. We've been really lucky, but we are about to go through a heat wave, or so the app will tell me. So the app now on the main screen up there, it'll say heat wave predicted, or also if there's a frost coming up in your area or a freeze, like it'll also alert you for that up on the top screen of the dashboard. And if you tap it, it will take you into the weather area up here. And it just gives you the current conditions. So this was the current conditions for like an hour ago or so. I think it was, oh, yep, almost exactly an hour ago for here. It is extremely windy today. So it says windy, 81. So it gives you the highs, the lows, time below 50 degrees, and also the time over 90 degrees. So kind of just some few key things that's helpful for gardening. And then also we have you can get to this screen too, even if we don't have that heat wave alert right there. There is a weather button right up there on top. If you can kind of see where that arrow is pointing, but in the middle, you can kind of see the little weather information right there too. So you can go in and see this screen too, even if you don't have an alert banner up. But that is something that is new as well. And it's going to be extremely helpful. And I know it's going to save me, especially in the fall, whenever we have any sort of frosts coming. I know that I'm going to love it. Okay. Oh, awesome, Denise. It looks like she's already been using it to identify some bugs that were invading her strawberries. Awesome. I hope that it helps. That's great. Awesome. Thank you, Smart Pots. Yeah. I feel like having weather alerts is extremely beneficial, especially for here in Oklahoma. But I know everywhere it's going to be super helpful. Awesome. Happy you guys are excited about it. I'm excited about it too. Okay. So I also just wanted to take a minute and show all of the different places that you can find planting dates, because planting dates are my very favorite of the features of the app. And this is probably the thing that I use the app most for, is just knowing what to plant, when I can plant it. And that's extremely helpful for me. So I wanted to make sure that you guys knew all of the few ways to see what you can plant. First of all, on that main screen, that dashboard, if you scroll down a little bit, you can see the Let's Grow, and that has the Plant Now. And you can scroll through there, and it has every plant that we have in our database of plants that you can plant right now in your area. And then also, if you see over there on the tab that has a plant soon also. So you can see what is also upcoming as well. So that is super helpful. And then also, if you are just scrolling the list and going through and seeing what what plants you want to grow, you can see like there's a little tab up the top where it says plant outside now. And also in like the winter time and towards the fall, it'll start popping in some things to like start indoors now as well. So that's another place that I look a lot. And then, of course, on every single plant, you're going to see the exact planting dates. So you're going to see first of all, that planting calendar so the planting calendar right there is a premium feature. So not everybody will see that, but I love the planting calendar because I am such a visual person. So I love being able to just see it and see everything like just right there on a chart. It makes it easier for me. But also there's exact dates right here too. So on every plant, you can scroll down, it'll show you spring planting dates for both indoors and outdoors. It'll say if you can plant it in the summer, and then also for fall planting dates. So it'll say like whenever you have to stop planting these dates, like, so for acorn squash. I don't know the exact dates because it's not on here yet, but I just wish I could scroll right there on the picture I took. Um, but it'll tell you whenever you should stop planting it in the it's going to be the summer, the late summer, because it wants you to make sure that you get a full harvest before the frost comes in. So it'll take your fall frost dates and calculate it out. So it's super helpful. So it'll give you spring, summer, and fall planting dates for everywhere. It's all based on your information from your closest weather station. In it's super helpful, but I will say here we go. So we calculated out from the closest weather station to you, but if by chance you wanted to change those dates, you can. And just simply adjusting your frost dates will change all of the dates in the app as well too. So that way you still don't have to go through and do any math. You can just automatically set your own frost dates and everything will calculate out for you. So it's really simple to do. So I took a few screenshots to try to show you guys. So up on the top left corner, you'll see those little menu, and you tap that, and then you'll go to account, and then over here you'll go to location, and then down on the bottom says the set custom frost dates. So you can go in there and you can change frost dates for however you want to, or if you want to ever change them back, you can just click the right up above, which use the frost dates calculated by your closest weather station. So that's how I always have mine. I use all of mine for the closest weather station. Works perfect for me, but I know some people want to put in their own and adjust it a little bit. So I wanted to make sure that I showed this feature too, because we do get questions about that quite often. Oh, awesome. Planting dates helps me to stay on track. A full-time caregiver for my husband, and without this app, I would have been lost. Awesome. Thank you for sharing. I'm so glad. Yeah, it definitely helps me out every day. I mean, honestly, like I do feel like we made the app for us, like, and pretty much because we use it all the time in our garden as well. Oh, I love it. Planting Guide's my garden Bible. Oh, Maine Zone 5A. I bet you do have a short growing season, but I bet you can grow a lot of really cool season stuff. That's awesome. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, completely different from here in Zone 7 from me. Another new fun feature that we have. We have garden themes from. It's probably been a couple months now that we released this, but it is a relatively new feature that we have. And we went through and created. Oh gosh, I can't even remember how many garden themes that we made, but we had fun coming up with all the different types of gardens that we would want to make. And so we have everything from like a pasta garden to a salsa garden to a pollinator garden, herb garden, medicinal, pretty much everything that you can think of. Oh, but looks like Michelle, I don't think we have an Indian garden theme yet. So I think we do need to add it. I will put it on the list. And if you guys think of anything else, feel free to pop it into the chat. And we're always looking for suggestions and ideas of things to add in. So if you guys have something you want us to add in, let us know. But yes, so we had fun going through and creating a whole bunch of different themes and all that. So you can scroll through and see different themes. There are several themes that are free for all users. And then if you want to see the entire list of them, that is a premium feature as well. Whenever you click into it, you'll see just a little bit about like a personal note from us, like why we really like this theme, like what it is essentially. And then also if you continue to scroll down, we have some varieties from from Park Seed that we think would match this theme really well. So for the salsa garden, like we have things like cilantro, we had green onions, some tomatoes, peppers, things like that. A bunch of different things that would be good for salsa or whatever the theme is that you have selected. So this is something really fun that we have recently put out there. So I wanted to make sure that I talked a little bit about that today. Oh, and then grow for health. So this isn't new, but it is something that I love. And it is something that is very important to us, at least, like, because this is the reason why we started growing in the first place, was for health, because we were trying to eat healthier, and it gets really expensive whenever you are trying to buy fresh produce and spinach and things like that. Like, it is so difficult and expensive, and you don't always know what's exactly going into it, and what we decided to get started growing. So it is something that we love. So on the main dashboard, you'll see the Grow for Health section over here, where you can scroll through. I think it's like 26 different ones that we have right there, something like that. And everything from, like, if you have GI issues to anemia to heart issues, inflammation, mental health, which is the one that I selected on here. You can go through and tap that. And whenever you select one of those, it will automatically take you to the plant list with the filter set for that health condition. So as you can see, like up here in the middle one, I have the filter set there for the mental health. So all of these plants right here are really good ones for mental health, whether it be for eating or for viewing with the flowers. It's these plants are all going to be ones that are helpful for that. And another way that you can view all these health benefits is by tapping that filters button on that the main plant list. And at the very top, you'll see all of those that you can swipe through. And if you tap on it from there, you can get them narrowed down as well. And you can always exit them out. You can see the little X next to it if you wanted to see the full list again. But that's just a really easy way to see all of the health benefits. And then while we were talking about filters, I do want to show that on the filters tab, where I already showed you a little bit on the last screen, but whenever you go in there, you can not only there's not only the health benefits that you can filter by, it is also the favorites. So if you have favorites marked, which on this screenshot over here, you can see like that the little star. So if you tap those stars, you mark those as your favorites. So you can narrow the sheet down by just your favorites. You can look at just your custom plants. You can look at which ones you can plant right now, if it's a fast harvest, the different types of seasons. And also there's a shade one, which is super helpful for me if it tolerates shade. Other ones that are helpful for me is like if it tolerates the frost, if a light frost or hard frost, any of those are some really helpful filters right there. So you don't have to really like go through each plant and look at them to see, well, can they tolerate a little bit of shade? You can just set the filters and it will pop up over on the main screen with just the ones of those selected. So if you want to take them away, again, you just hit those X's up there or the clear all. But otherwise, it's going to show you all the ones that are applicable for what you selected, which is pretty great. I do this all the time, especially for like plant now. I'm like, okay, what can I plant right now? And then I'm like, oh, I have a shaded spot. What can I plant right there? So it's extremely helpful, and I wanted to make sure that people saw that filters section because it is something that gets overlooked quite a bit. And then also with the garden tracking. So in your garden, if you go to your garden, you can log your plants when you started them, if you started them by seed or if you transplanted them outdoors. But one thing also that is really great is if you start them by seed, it's going to estimate the seed sprouting date for you under that plant, as well as when it's expected to be able to harvest, first of all. Um, So that is something that is really helpful for me because I'll have seeds that I started, especially indoors, whenever I'm starting a whole bunch of seeds indoors, and I don't remember when I started them, but I can pull up the app and be like, okay, so when did I start these seeds? Should they have sprouted already? Because there was some that I didn't water enough, I guess, and they did not sprout for me. I was like, should they have come out by now? I was like, yeah, okay, they should have. So I restarted. So it's extremely helpful to be able to keep track of it. And then especially for the planting location too, whenever I'm seed starting, like I have different color trays and things like that. And I'll say like the purple bootstrap tray or something along those lines. Or I say like the 40 cell biodome. And it's extremely helpful to remember where you planted something, because I lose things all the time, especially with the size of our garden. I feel like so this really helps me stay organized. And while I'm right here too, I do want to mention you can have multiple gardens. So I actually have, so right here I have East raised beds. You can see is the name of my garden that I have over here. But I also have like a garden, which I can get to them by tapping at manage gardens, or add a garden by doing that. But I have one for my indoor seed starting area. I have one for the front yard. I have one for our sunroom as well, because we have like a raised bed with some smart pots and things like that out here on our sunroom. And I like having everything kind of separate a little bit. And so that makes it super helpful. And then so you can have like multiple gardens as well. And I will say too, so having more than 3 plants is going to be a premium feature. But if you wanted to try it out, you can have it through. You have, well, no, actually, we upped it to 10. I think. I don't know. It's things are always changing on me, but you can log some free plants to check it out. But having unlimited plants is going to be a premium feature on here. Oh, and then custom plants too. So I am always adding new plants all the time. And but there's always going to be something on there that I feel like we're missing, that somebody's like, oh, do we have this yet? Especially with flowers, because there are so many flowers. But I have been trying to add more and more flowers in there, everybody. I'm working on it. I've gotten lots of requests from you guys. And if there are any other requests, please let me know, and I will work on getting more of them added in. But in the meantime, if I don't have them added in, all you need to do is on this main screen right here, you can tap the Add Custom Plant button, and you can essentially make your own plant listing in here. So you can put the name of it, and also the most important thing that I feel like in here that is helpful is you can put the weeks before or after spring frost and fall frost, and it will calculate out the dates for you too. So you just need to put in the weeks to frost dates that the back of the seed packet will already give you. And then once you go through and enter your custom plant, it'll pull up all the dates for you automatically based on your frost dates. So that is a huge benefit too. So, and you can also add these plants into your garden as well. So if you are wanting to keep track of all of your plants in a certain area, you can add custom plant if it's something that we don't have. So that's something that's super helpful for me. And recipes. So this was something that kind of inspired doing this workshop today, because I do feel like we mentioned recipes in one of these just not too long ago, and everyone was like, you have recipes in the app? Whoa, I had no idea. So I was like, well, we need to make sure that you all know about that, because I love it. I use this all the time, and especially with zucchini here. And of course, I had to take a picture of the zucchini recipes because those are my favorite. We, I mean, honestly, there was one year that we were going through and harvesting like I kid you not, like 10 zucchini a day, it felt like. And so we had a hard time keeping up with it. So I went through and must have came up with like 20 different recipes just for zucchini, like baking it or roasting it, or I mean, you name it. And I feel like we've done it with zucchini. Zucchini grilled cheese and pizza bites are all amazing. I love it. Um, so that is something that's helpful. So on, if you just go to any plant and you can tap recipes, and it'll scroll you automatically down to the recipe section. And if you just tap the read more, it'll pull up our website for that recipe that you're looking for, and it'll have everything right there. This is probably one of my favorites as well. That I wanted to make sure that everybody knew. And this is something that everybody has access to. It's right there on the plant information screen. So everybody can pull up and do that. And then companions as well. I know this is something that I use in the garden all the time because I can't remember. I mean, I remember all of the most common ones, but especially when you're starting out, this is something that is really overwhelming. You're trying to remember what plants are friends with each other, what ones you can't plant together. So just having access to see, like, okay, I'm starting a tomato right here. What can I plant next to it? Or, anything like that. And you can go through and you can see all of the friends, or if you click the thumbs down, you'll see all of the enemies. So things you need to avoid planting next to them. So it's really helpful to have all of that information right there, just right at your fingertips whenever you're planting outside for really quick looking up, because that's something that it's so much information and it is really hard and overwhelming to try to remember every one of them. So companions are definitely something that is very important to keep in mind. So on any sort of plant details screen, if you tap that companions up at the top, it'll take you down automatically to that companions section. Or you can just scroll down to it and it'll come up. So that's something that we use a lot. And then I did want to point out too that for those of you guys who want to be entering a lot of information, I know for us, like with the size of our garden, a lot of times it's a lot easier for us to use the web app version. And this is available for everybody at app.seedtospoon.net. And you can log in here and get your premium moved over. You can, as long as you're logged in, it'll show your premium in all of your plants and everything. It syncs together. So having your phone and the web app, it all communicates together as long as you're logged in. And you can go through. It sometimes can be easier too if you would rather enter information on like a keyboard. Makes it a little bit easier. Awesome, Debbie. I'm so glad. That's been really helpful. It's helpful for me too, having that right there and knowing what plants are friends with each other. So yeah, I just wanted to make sure that everybody was familiar with the web app, and it works exactly the same as the app that is on your phone, whether it be Android or Apple. But we also have that, so you can go on any sort of device that has internet access. So it can be your computer, desktop, or whatever it is that you want to log into on it. So I wanted to make sure that y'all knew about that. Okay, so that's obviously not everything. Awesome. Thank you, Angela. I appreciate it. I'm so glad it's been helpful. Yeah, I know that there's so many features in the app, and I tried to hit a lot of the main ones, but we have, there's so many features that I could have talked about. I wanted to make sure that you all saw this. Oh, okay. So can you tell me how the format to see the magnifying glass on the front screen? Okay, so if you do want to make like the text bigger, make sure that your phone is updated to the newest version of the app. You should be able to have your text get larger, so it makes it a little bit easier. Oh, are you? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about something else. Dale tells me no. I get it. I know what you're talking about now. So the magnifying glass on the front screen. So yes. So for the Growbot, yeah, just update it and you can see the go to yeah, right there. So just update your app and it will show you there. It came out like probably like a week ago or so, and you should be able to update your to the latest version, and this will all show up for you. And let me know if you do have any issues, because you that the update should make it all show up for you. But if you do have any issues, please let me know. You can send us an email at info@seedtospoon.net, and we'll help you out. Okay. Well, I appreciate everybody coming in. Did we have any other quick questions that we want to do before we announce a winner? Let's see. Okay, Carol says new to gardening. When should we add compost our garden in prep for fall garden? Is store bought compost good since we don't have a compost pile? Is it hard to start one? So I typically will add more compost to our garden whenever we're planting out. Whether you're transplanting or starting seeds, I just work in a little extra compost because naturally soil's going to set. You're going to lose some with each season. And I always like to freshen it up. So we always add some fresh compost. Um, Now, it's definitely not too difficult to start a compost pile, but it is going to be too late for right now. But I would definitely look into getting started for maybe next season. But for right now, you can get a lot of compost from like a local supplier. We have it's just a local place that specializes in materials like that. So they specialize in like rock, compost, soil, things like that. Nurseries are also a really good place. I would recommend going to one of those places to get some fresher compost. And if you can get it in bulk, that's always going to be a lot better for you, and a lot more cost effective as well. Okay, custom plant. Okay, so here I'll go back to the custom plant screen here real quick. So for the custom plant section, whenever you are entering it, you really don't need to be putting in all of this information because obviously there's going to be a lot of things on there that you don't know or it's not on the seed packet. But you can put whatever information on there that you would like to or that you have access to. So you can just go through and put whatever the seed packet says, and then you can save whatever information that you want on there. And actually, here pretty soon, I say pretty soon. We are working very hard towards adding a new feature of taking a picture of a seed packet and creating the custom plant for you. So it'll automatically fill in all of these fields for you, and you won't have to do any of this manual entering. So hopefully that'll be coming soon, and that'll help you out a lot. But like I said, you don't need to go through and enter all of the data, just the ones that you want to. Or, really all you need to do is make a name for it, and then you can put save if all you want is just to know what is in your garden. So that's, yeah. Okay, Mary says, what to do if you fertilize your tomatoes too much? Oh, yes, over loving is definitely a common problem. You are not alone. All you really need to do if you over fertilize is just give it a lot of water. So try to wash a lot of that fertilizer through the soil. So if you do flush it with water, that'll definitely help. Let's see. Anything on edible mushrooms or medicinal herbs? Great question. I do not have mushrooms in the app. It is something that I need to add. I know we do, Parkseed does sell them, so they are in our store. And while I mention that real quick, we do have access to not only, so before we only had the park seeds and things like that of the plants that we had in our app, but now if you go to the store you'll see everything. So everything from the park seed website is in there, so even if we don't have that plant in there you can still find it in there. But I will work on adding mushrooms into the app. And yarrow, do we have yarrow in? I know it's on my list of ones to add in. I'm not sure if I've added it in yet or not. We're looking, seeing if it's on there. No, okay. It is on my list because I know that that's one that I wanted to put in there. But we do have other common medicinal herbs in there as well. So yeah, just feel free to pop in there and browse and see what you can find. But yes, I will put both of those on my list. Make sure that we can do that. Let's see. Can you talk about how to store fresh picked vegetables on an upcoming live? I love it. Yes, Wendy, we will do that next week. So I was thinking too, so maybe next week we can go live in our kitchen and maybe show you guys a little bit about either like preserving or making something or something like that. So I think that'd be fun. We can hang out together. Ooh, my favorite part of the app is I have a container gardens and vertical gardens. The app lets me label each garden and what's in it. Yes, I like I said too, like I have multiple gardens as well. Like I have my front yard, I have the sunroom, I have indoor seed starting. Yeah, it's extremely helpful to have multiple gardens and just really helps keep you organized. Awesome. I love it. Does it work when you see other brand seeds? Absolutely. So whenever you go through and you are logging your plant, you will, if the variety isn't there, you can type in your own variety. But absolutely, you can use any seeds that you would like to do. And also that feature that we talked about with taking a picture of the seed packet, like that'll work with all brands as well. So not just Park Seed, it'll be for whichever seed company seeds that you want to use. Awesome. The coffee compost kit for the blue oyster from Park Seed. Awesome. I'm so excited. Michelle, you need to keep us updated because I really want to do the mushroom. They have so many really cool looking mushroom kits at Park Seed. I am so excited. I want to grow every single one of them. They all look so cool. But yeah, I can't wait. You'll have to let me know how it goes. I want to see pictures. Okay, awesome. Well, let's go ahead and pull up the winner. Do we have a winner? Let's see. Drum roll. Okay, congratulations, Lisbel Rosario. Congratulations. So send us an email at info@seedtospoon.net and we will get you set up with your premium. So now you're going to have access to all of the premium features that we talked about today. You're going to be able to log unlimited plants. You are going to be able to ask all of the questions to Growbot, and be able to send all the pictures. And also on the store, everything that you order through the app for yearly has free shipping. So now you will have free shipping on all of your orders as well. So there's a lot of amazing benefits to having premium. So I'm super excited for you. And yeah, that's super exciting. It's been really fun today, guys. If you did not win and you want to win, stay tuned. So we try to do them every week. Over the summer, we kind of are taking like occasional weeks off, but we'll do a one again next week. In our kitchen, we'll talk a little bit about veggies in the kitchen. So stay tuned next week. Join us again. And I hope to see you all there. And if you aren't already following us on social, make sure you're following us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, wherever you guys are. And we post updates all the time. Like I'm out there in the garden every day posting videos and pictures and all that. So I would love to see you guys there too. Well, I will see y'all next week, hopefully.